my worst films of 2014. In a way, I was almost dreading having to make this list or make this video, but I had to. I did my best of, so it only makes sense that I do my worst of. Let's get this countdown started. At number 10, Lucy. And Lucy was a movie that I was very much looking forward to, not only because of Scarlett Johansson, who's one of my favorites, but I thought the premise looked interesting, how this girl, because of these drugs, obtains these telekinesis-like powers and becomes this huge, powerful brute force. You're like, wow, okay. And then you watch the movie and you see that this is just a clusterfuck of a bunch of different jumbled ideas. Luc Besson, I like some of his movies. I think sometimes he can try to be a little too ambitious, and this movie especially. You have so many splices and cut scenes of these animals hunting each other, trying to say that that's what we as people are. And I'm like, okay, dude, I don't need all of these metaphors. I just want to see a pretty cool action movie with a halfway decent plot. And the ending, holy hell, I defy anyone to explain that ending, because it was atrocious. At number 9, The Quiet Ones. The Quiet Ones was a found footage horror movie, surprise, surprise. This one particular girl who was possessed, I guess, and she had this odd relationship with her teacher, and this big mystery behind all of it. Quite frankly, I couldn't give a fuck about the mystery behind this. This film was so dull and so boring. What the hell? And this had some good actors in it as well, so that's what made it even worse. You knew that there could have been something here. I don't know why so many great actors decide to do some of these horror movies. It's almost like, oh, well, I want to do at least one. Get one under my belt. And they all pretty much suck. Coming in at number 8, The Expendables 3. I liked the first two Expendables movies. I did. They're fun. They're a throwback to 80s popcorn, over the top, but awesome action movies. And they're bloody, they're rated R, they go all out. And then you get to this third movie, which, first of all, it's not needed. We didn't need 3 of these fucking throwback movies. Why turn that idea into a franchise? But you make it PG-13. Really? I'm not saying that every action movie has to be PG-13 to be cool, but when this whole thing started as a tribute to 80s movies, how can we do this? How can we make it so lame where the action is so generic and so almost cartoony because there is no blood and it's people dying but you can't tell how they're really dying? I did like Wesley Snipes coming back. It's probably the best thing about it. I even like Mel Gibson as the villain. He was great. But the other characters are expendable. It's the best title ever. Dolph Lundgren, what did he do? Terry Crews almost killed him off, but no, they pussied out at the last minute. Randy Couture, he's not even a real fucking actor. Why is he in this movie? Why are all these characters still alive? If they're going to be mercenaries, if they're going to be assassins, if you want to do something with this plot to make it personal or make it seem different, then take some risk. Take some chances. No, they didn't do that. At number 7, Ouija. Let's get past the dumb name alone. The problem is that not only is it PG-13, again, horror doesn't always have to be PG-13, but I'm so sick of these cheap PG-13 horror movies that have nothing to them, where nothing happens throughout the whole film until maybe the last 5 minutes. And the screening that I went to for this movie, the audience, the teenagers, were so over the top and so going crazy over this like it was the next coming of The Exorcist or the Texas Chainsaw Massacre or Nightmare on Elm Street. Actual great classic horror films that you remember, that you think about, and they stick with you. Here, though, it's the bottom of the barrel, and I could not believe that people ate this shit up. At number 6, A Haunted House 2. Why did they make a sequel to A Haunted House? That first movie, I I didn't like, but I know some people who did like it. Fine, we can agree to disagree, but to make a sequel that's even worse, Marlon Wayans is just slumming it. You can't tell me he tried with this film. I know he's on his own. He's no longer with the Wayans. I don't know what happened there, but you have Cedric Entertainer, who couldn't be any more annoying, and just really none of this made me laugh at all. The people in the theater, again, it's one of those situations where everybody else is loving the fuck out of this movie, and I'm sitting there like, is it me? Am I just being that much of an asshole that I'm sitting there with my arms folded, not laughing at one single fucking joke? At number 5, Devil's Due! Shit! This movie came out in January, and I still remember how much of a shitty horror movie this was. You saw this married couple, also found footage, by the way. But wife gets pregnant, and they go on this trip where these people possess her baby, so the baby's now demonic throughout the whole thing. Maybe if you're in a similar situation, if you're newly married or having a baby, maybe this would be scary to you. This did nothing for me. It was lame, the acting was horrible, and I'm so sick of these movies where nothing happens until the end. And even the end, the typical downbeat, depressing ending, what the fuck? Let's step it up. Let's try. Let's put even a minimal amount of effort into these fucking scripts. Please, I'm begging you. At number 4, Wrong Turn 6, The Last Resort. It's number 6. What did I expect from this piece of shit franchise, which hasn't made a good movie until the second one, but here it's direct-to-DVD, it's shitty practical effects, it's shitty makeup, it's shitty acting, it's a shitty plot, it's a shitty script, it's shitty kills, it's a bunch of inbred, incest-loving people who are trying to convert this one person to join the family, bullshit, and what do you know, at the end, it happens. The hillbillies are the main characters, are the people that I'm supposed to be rooting for. Great. Can't wait for part 7. At number 3, Leprechaun Origins. Holy fuck! What happened here? Why was there a remake to this series? Which honestly, to begin with, the original series wasn't even all that good. I respect Warwick Davis. He was entertaining as this character, but goddamn, all of the movies, to me, were shit. This film, it's not even a leprechaun. It's a fucking monstrous creature, mindless creature, but I guess it's not so mindless because it's pissed off that somebody took its gold, so it's killing these kids, ripping them apart, eating them, whatever the fuck, and you have the typical, oh, the village is in on it, and they're feeding him, the kids. We haven't seen that shit before. Horrible acting all the way around. I mean, these people it had to be their very first movie. It has to. I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt, because if I don't, then never act again. At number 2, Paranormal Activity, The Marked Ones. And this pissed me off so much because I paid to see this fucking movie. Could have been my fault, sure, but the screening I was supposed to go to got canceled, so I paid to go see it. And you could even say that I shouldn't have expected it to be so bad because I liked the first 3. I mean, the 4th one I don't think is horrible, but everybody else hates it. I'm not willing to defend it. But the first 3 I like. And I do think that they're creepy and that there's interesting things in them. But this 5th movie is just, it's more of the same shit. They're not really trying anything different to go outside the box. And the stuff that they do differently, man, just stop. Stop. This movie ends with time travel. When I say I want something different, I don't mean go to a whole different genre, to a whole different... Now there's time travel? Really? Really? And it's supposed to be a mindfuck revelation. These characters did some of the dumbest things that I didn't give a fuck about them. In fact, I could not wait to see them get killed. But as my number 1 worst film of 2014, VHS Viral. And I just recently watched this movie. Maybe that's why it's so fresh in my head. And maybe that's why I'm still so pissed off about it. I really don't feel like ranting again on this movie, but I will say this. It's like these people don't even care anymore. They're not even trying anymore. This had nothing. Nothing. The whole round story made no sense at all. Quick cuts and quick editing and shaky cam all over the place. I had the biggest headache after watching this. I was not scared by any of this fucking shit. Fuck VHS Viral. Fuck Paranormal Activity. Fuck Leprechaun Origins. Fuck Wrong Turn 6. Fuck Devil's Due. Fuck all of these fucking horrible movies. Wow. I knew I would be in a pissed off mood after doing this. Shit. Horror has sucked this year. I don't know why I even try anymore. Anyways, guys, let me know in the comments below what are some of your worst movies from this past year. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Later!